Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel of Canara Engineering College. In today's video session, we'll check regarding self-correcting counters, one of the very last topic what we are going to study in the counters, or I can say this is one of the very last kind of counters what we are going to study in the curriculum. So in the previous video session, we have seen a counter which will be counting in a abnormal or in a non-uniform sequence, and we have also seen how the design of that particular irregular counter has to be carried out. The last kind of counter what we are going to deal in the video session is self-correcting counters. So what do you mean by this self-correcting counters? Self-correcting counters are those counters which will not show the sequences for which you have not designed the counter. For example, let us say that let us say that I have designed a counter which will be counting. Let's go like this: 0, this is 4, this is 7, this is 2, and this is 3. So I want my counter to be counting 0, 4, 7, 2, and 3. So this is what I want my counter to be doing, isn't it? So normally I'm speaking very frankly about a irregular counter what I have designed previously. Now, in addition to the counter what I have designed previously, there are chances that your counter may be starting, or let's say that you have a counter to which you have loaded the value 110. 110 is what? 110 is 6, isn't it? Or you have loaded a value 1, or you have loaded a value 5. So you have learned something regarding loadable counters, right? You have learned something regarding loadable counters. So what happens here is, in case if your counter goes to a count 6 or 1 or 5, let's say that by mistake your counter has shown the sequence 6, 1 or 5. But what you have designed is, you have designed it to be showing the count 0, 4, 7, 2 and 3. But maybe due to some errors in the design, or due to some errors in the input, or due to some errors of the ICs what you have taken for the design, your counter will be showing this count 6, 1 and 5. When it shows the count 6, 1 and 5, you should make rectifications, or you should design the counter in such a way that whichever number it is going to show, for example, if it is 6, 1 or 5, unknowingly, let us not knowingly, unknowingly if it shows this numbers, the next count should begin with 7. For example, let us say that it goes like this, okay? 0, 4 and 6 occurs, in between 6 occurs, If 6 occurs, the next count what should be shown by my counter is 7, 2 and 3. Now you might ask me, sir, will my counter again go back and show 0, 4, 6, 7, 2, 3? No. If 6 is shown once, your counter would have corrected its design in such a way that the next sequence will not show the number what is not to be shown. For example, let us say that it goes like this: 0, 4 and it shows the number 5. 5, and once it shows the number 5 which is not to be shown by the counter, your counter will go to the next count 7, 2 and 3. After 3 it will go back to 0 and it will go back to 4. After 4, if you are asking me, sir, whether the 5 will be shown right now because previously it was shown right. No, in the next count your 5 will not be shown. If you are asking me, sir, what happened to the 6 and 5 which actually appeared in the previous sequence? Those 6 and 5 what appeared in the previous sequence which actually shouldn't have occurred has been rectified by the counter. Your counter has self-corrected itself so that it will not show the count what is not to be shown. You have designed the counter so that it shows the sequence 0, 4, 7, 2 and 3, right? But right now, maybe due to some error, maybe due to some discrepancies in the, or due to some errors in the ICs or something like that, or maybe due to some errors in the electronic circuit, it has shown number 6. After 6, the count, obviously after 4, it should have gone to 7. So after 7, after 6, it will directly jump to 7. And after that, this count will not be shown at all in the next count. Similarly, if it shows 5, it will not show. For example, if it shows 0, let's say it shows, 1, okay? 0, 1, 4, 7, 2 and 3. So this count is not to be shown, right? So when it is counting for the next time, it will show 0, 4, 7, 2 and 3, removing this 1. So this type of counters are called as self-correcting counters. So by chance or if due to some errors, if an unknown count occurs in the counter, those unknown counts will be self-rectified or it will be self-corrected. That is what it is showing here. See, whichever unwanted count it is going to begin, those unwanted count, after the unwanted count, it will go to 7. It need not go to 7 always, it can go to any other things. It can go to 4 or it can go to 2 or it can go to 3. But in the design, whatever I have designed here, unwanted counts will always lead to 7. It will show that count, but it will go to the next count. After the next count, when it is repeating back, it will repeat regularly. So this is what it is to be done. And the flip-flop, what I'm going to take here is D flip-flop, okay? Because the count, whatever I'm having here is 7. So when I have 7 counts, you need to understand that I'm going to take 3 flip-flops. So I'll be taking 3 flip-flops. So and I'll start with the design. So let's go with the present state, next state and the flip-flop inputs. So D flip-flop, I need not say. If you want me to write the things, so this is Q, this is Q plus. So 0, 0, 1, 1. If you speak about the inputs here, so whatever values I have here, you just copy the same values. If the present state is 0 and if I want the next state to be 0, give input as 0. If the present state is 1 and if you want the next state to be 1, you give the input as 1. So this transition or excitation table is to be known by you people. Characteristic equation is not to be known. Either the transition diagram or the excitation table is to be known by you people. So present state, I'll write my normal sequence. I'll write the count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Done. After 0, what should be the next count? After 0, the next count should be 1, 0, 0. So you write 1, 0, 0. After 0, 0, 1, do you have 1, 0, 0, 1 occurring here? No, I do not have 0, 0, 1 occurring here. So there will be no next state. So write it to the dash. Next count is 0, 1, 0. After 0, 1, 0, what's the next count? It is 0, 1, 1. So write 0, 1, 1 here. Next is 0, 1, 1. After 0, 1, 1, what's the next count? 0, 0, 0. So write it as 0, 0, 0. After that, the next count. The next count is 1, 0, 0. After 1, 0, 0, what's the next count that should occur? It is 1, 1, 1. So it is written here. Next is 6. 1, 1, 0. After 1, 1, 0, what should occur? After 1, 1, 0 or after 1, 1, 0, what actually should be occurring here? It should actually come back to 7. It should actually come back to 7. See here, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0 and 0, 0, 1. See 0, 0, 1. 0, 0, 1 is somewhere here, which is an unwanted count. After 0, 0, 1, after 0, 0, 1, what do you want the next count to be? I want the next count to be 1, 1, 1. So what you can do here is, you can change this. You can change this particular diagram and you can write it here as 1, 1 and 1. So let's change this. After 1, 0, 1, after 1, 0, 1 also I want the next count to be 1, 1 and 1. After 0, 0, 1, what do you want the next count to be? The next count should be 1, 1, 1, which means that all the unwanted counts should be leading to 7. All the unwanted counts should be leading to 7. So based on this, let's write the table. So present state is 0, next state is 1. So give the input as 1. Present state is 0, next state is 1. So give the input as 1 here. Give the input as 1 here. Present state is 0, next state is 0. So all the values has been filled up. So present state is 1 here, next state should also be 1. So give the input as 1 here. Present state is 1, next state is 1. So give the input as 1 here. So this table has been changed up here, right? Go to the table B. Present state is 0, next state is 0. Give the input as 0. Present state is 0, next state is 1. Give the input as 1. Present state is 1, next state is 1. Give the input as 1. Present state is 0, next state is 1. Give the input as 1 here. Present state is 1, next state should also be 1. So give the input as 1 here. Coming to this, present state is 0, next state is 0. So it is A. Present state is 1, next state is 1. So write 1 here. Present state is 0, next state is 1. So write 1 here. Present state is 1, next state is 1. So please write 1 here. Present state is 0, next state should be 1. So kindly write 1 here. So you have the tables, you have the table, or you have the flip-flop inputs. After that, you need to write the table for DC, right? You need to write a table for DC. So let's just try writing the things. Let's just write the K map for DC, DB and DA. So if you all remember, this were all ones. Wherever I can find X here, this were all ones from the previous, present and next state. So if I want to write a equation for DC, so it goes like this. I'll write it for one of them because you are already familiar with the things how it has to be written. So I'll just write it for one of them. So it will be 1, 1, 0, 0. Next it is 1, 1, 1 and 0. Right? This is how it is to be. So you get one quad here and you can go with one pair here. You can go with one pair here. And the term corresponding to this is B dash A dash. This is B dash A. This is BA. This is BA dash. This is how it is to be written. And here it is C dash C. The term corresponding to this is, or if I want to write an equation for DC, my DC equation will be B dash. DC equation will be B dash. Very similarly, this term, the term what I am having here will be B dash plus, this will be, you have the term C and A dash C. For DC it will be B dash A C. So the equation for DC is this one. You can write it for DB right now. So if you write it for DB, I'll get the terms. I'll try writing down here. So if you write it here, 0, 1, 1 and 0. After that it is 1, 1, 1 and 1. So what you can do is, you can find a quad here. Later you can form a pair here and you can form a pair here. So this DB will become C plus this term. This term will be B dash A plus A dash B. So this will be C XORed with, or C plus A XORed with B. Very similarly, if you write for DA, so let's check out what will DA be leading to. So writing for DA, it will be 0, 1, 1, 0. Then it is 1, 1, 1 and 0. Right? So you get one pair here, you get one more pair here, and you can go with one more pair here. So your DA will be, what will be DA? This will be BA dash plus B dash A plus, what is this term? It is C. So that will be C plus A XORed with B. So you get equations, you get the equations, right? So DC is B dash plus A dash C, DB is equal to, DA is equal to C plus A XORed with B. So these are the equations what you have. So based on this equations, you can write the circuit diagram as such, isn't it? Based on this particular equations, you can write the circuit diagram taking the respective what flip-flops. You can write it taking the respective D flip-flops. So what we'll do is, we'll try to write the circuit diagram corresponding to this particular equations what we have obtained.